Anyway, Gaza ceasefire, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some good news. The Teflon Don done did it again. Before people yell at me and get mad, obviously I have a more nuanced approach to this subject matter in terms of like the validity of the ceasefire or how long it will stay and what the impact is going to look like than just simply saying Donald Trump, the man, the myth, the legend, he came in and he did the thing. Okay. Regardless of how much liberals try to say, oh, Hasan is so stupid. He's a Trump supporter now. Let's take a look.
Outside the car, Hamas fighters and a huge crowd. Huddled inside, 3 Israeli hostages. Handed over to the Red Cross on their way back to their families after more than a year in captivity. In Tel Aviv, they'd gathered to watch history unfold.
I just can't believe that this day is finally here and that it didn't come already a long time ago as well. I just can't imagine what these girls have gone through and can't wait to have them back in our arms. I can't explain what we feel. I can't explain. We're like just like a big family. That's all I can feel. I don't know them, but they're like my sisters. I can't explain. It's insane.
Amongst those freed today, Emily Damari, a British-Israeli dual national and a Tottenham Hotspur fan, kidnapped on October the 7th from kibbutz Kfar Aza.
My beautiful, funny and brave daughter, who I love to the moon and back, deserves to come home. I need to hug her again, and I need to see her smile.
Also released, Doron Steinbrecher.
Come on, Chad be like, oh, Tottenham fan, send her back. Calm down, man. Calm down. This is y'all are fucking stupid. First of all, Ested is a Spurs fan as well. Friend of the show, Ested, also a Spurs fan. I didn't realize I had so many goddamn gooners in this chat. What the hell is going on? None of you watch this much football, dude.
Veterinary nurse, again from Kfar Aza. And Romy Gonen, shot and abducted at the Nova Music Festival. We spoke to her mother after a previous ceasefire deal collapsed.
We were so sure she will go out at Friday, and it was devastating. To wake up at 4:30 and follow the news and then see there is no list.
In Gaza today, as the ceasefire began, smiles, selfies, and most of all, a sense of relief. Here, they chant patriotic songs. My homeland, you're a paradise. Victory, victory, shout these boys. Some of the widest smiles on the faces of Gaza's paramedics.
I'm sorry, man. How can you not feel elation and joy when you see these people who have gone through the absolute worst thing, like historically imaginable, the absolute worst thing, a genocide, having a sense of hope and optimism? Now, on the one hand, I don't feel that this ceasefire will hold in terms of like the first phase into the second phase. I do not trust the Trump administration to actually maintain any sort of dignity for the Palestinians in this process. I don't think that they're pro-Palestinian even remotely. But having said that, in this moment, just like I've advocated for Ukraine as well, like a ceasefire brings humanity back. You know what I mean? It's great. Even if you can't actually trust the Israeli side to maintain the ceasefire or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, look at this. These people, for once, after 400 plus days, do not have to fear that a drone strike could take them out. This is something that none of us will ever understand. Like, we will never be able to understand this level of fear. Like, existing in this situation, existing within the confines of living inside of a concentration camp that is being genocided by an oppressive sovereign state backed by the largest superpower on the planet. So no matter who's doing it, no matter how they're doing it, no matter how they push for it, I will always and forever be grateful for those who seek out peace, even if it is for a brief moment. Okay? So much respect to Donald Trump's golfing buddy, real estate shark, Witkoff, and the Trump administration for, at least in the interim period, pushing for a ceasefire and hostage negotiation that Biden never had the interest of pushing for 15 months of death and destruction. Okay? Now, on the one hand, I mention this with the full recognition that there are probably additional deals that were made to Benjamin Netanyahu in terms of sullying this deal down the line, in terms of giving them more weapons to even bomb Gaza further. Trump wants normalization with Saudi Arabia. West Bank's annexation is a no-go. Yeah, if we haven't already, I think it's important to highlight just how many members of Hamas were able to muster in full uniform with weapons after a massive military operation. Yeah, this, by the way, once again, is a show of force and is basically to tell Israel, like, you didn't do anything. Like, look at this. Like, after 15 months of unlimited maximalist genocide, you still have a standing military with operational procedures, gear. Obviously, they don't wear this gear when they're fighting. This is more so symbolic. But it's crazy to think that they just pummeled the Gaza Strip for 15 months. And these guys still have some kind of command structure, operation structure, divisions. They're fully operational. Like, look at that. All Israel did was butcher women, children, and the elderly, causing both Hamas and Islamic Jihad and, you know, the PFLP, DFLP, and numerous other coalition forces that are tasked with the emancipation of Palestine to genuinely increase their ranks. It's not about Hamas. Hamas is all but a name. But if the goal is to end Israeli sovereignty over Palestinians, one, that is a righteous goal. Two, it's an understandable goal. And three, it will take the shape and form of numerous different names, but the goal will still remain because the people have a worthy cause. Emancipation is a worthy cause. That's it. That's it. Unless you do a full-blown genocide, like unless you complete the genocide, you are not going to be able to successfully undermine millions of people's interest in emancipation. La, la, la,